I'm looking now, I opened a web browser. And with this web browser, I navigated to a website called arcgis.com. In arcgis.com, we have a gallery of maps. And these are the same maps that you create in ArcGIS Desktop, but published as services, as maps that people can use over the web, with nothing else but an internet or Firefox, a web browser. Okay? You don't need to install anything. And as you can see, there are many maps here that people have posted on the site. You can actually search for any type of maps. If you are interested in conservation, you type the word conservation, and you get the maps. And here you can see actually some maps that our users are sharing on arcgis.com. If you are interested in real estate foreclosures, you type the word, and you search for these maps. Of course, a lot of people make these maps public, so everybody can access them. But you can also create groups, in case that you have a map that you only want to share with a particular group of people. It's not public, it's private to your group. So going back to the scenario that we had in the coast of Brazil, let me go back to the gallery, I'm going to search for the city of Macaé. And there you go, here you can see my map, the map I created in ArcGIS Desktop, which I have shared as a web map. And I can open this map in ArcGIS Desktop, in ArcGIS Explorer Online. Let's open that one. ArcGIS Explorer Online is a free application. It runs on a web browser, and again, you don't need to install anything. Allows you to open maps that people create. And if you look at ArcGIS Explorer Online, it's very similar to desktop in the sense that you can use this application to turn layers on and off, to change the base map, to add additional layers, and things like that. But it's much simpler than ArcGIS Desktop. It's designed so non-GIS users can actually operate with the map very, very easily. Okay, so that's the information. And here you can see you have a base map switcher, so I can go and change to aerial imagery, and I could add additional content from my services. And here I have another service which has different layers, and I can add it. So you can see how can I discover maps. You can see how can I mash up these services to create new maps. But the most interesting part of ArcGIS Explorer to me is the fact that you can build presentations. So let me click here on this button, Start a Presentation. And this is a very interesting way to communicate stories, to tell stories with maps. A presentation in ArcGIS Explorer Online works like PowerPoint. You basically use page up and page down to basically go through different slides in your presentation. Okay, so this is the next slide where I zoom in and I highlight the city of Macaé. And in the next slide, what I'm going to do is to show all the petroleum assets. I may want to add a few graphics here and there to explain things in more detail, highlight the area where the oil spill occurred, and as you go through the presentation, actually, it's not just like PowerPoint. You can actually navigate the map, because this is an interactive map. And I can keep going with my presentation and maybe associate different types of media with the elements in my map. And of course, I can access the analysis that I run on my desktop. This is, of course, a fictitious oil spill, okay? We're just getting ready in case that this happens. So I guess you get the point. You see how powerful this is? It's powerful because you can generate as GIS specialist data, and then you can let people compile this data and put it together in different ways, through mashups, but also through these presentations, and they can communicate ideas much better. Is this making sense? Is that powerful or not? Think about it for 5 seconds. It is powerful. But the thing is that not everybody is going to go to this arcgis.com thing. This is arcgis.com. I mean, it's easy, right? But it's too GIS-y. Often, you are just going to give people a link to these presentations, a link to your maps. Or you are going to create a map and you are going to just share it or post it into different social media applications, like Facebook. So I can post my application here, people click on it, boom, the map. And then they can start creating their own maps and so on. You can also actually embed your ArcGIS maps into different websites. Are you familiar with this newspaper? Yes? Did you see the news today? Did you see it? This is an interactive map. This is your map, your GIS map. It's the same map. Same map I author in desktop. I put it into arcgis.com. People can change it. They can create new things. They can display it on a website. And actually, if we switch the monitor to number 1, or no, number 3, you'll see that these maps, there you go, no? Usability problems here. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yes? What map is this? Can you see it? This same map is working on this device. And I can do all sorts of things like, turn layers on and off, tell stories, and so on. These are not just graphics. This is accessing your GIS system. Let me show you what I mean by that. Let me go back to Facebook. In Facebook, we posted an application. It's called Save the Coast VGI application. Let me click on it. This is an application that I have shared on a Facebook profile and where my friends are connected, subscribed to. And my friends can access this application. This application allows me to monitor wildlife before the oil spill happens or after the oil spill happens. And as you can see, it's basically an application that displays my GIS data, but also allows me to change this data. So we have here a polygon that represents a feeding area for turtles, and you can see that I can change the different vertices. This is changing the information in the GIS system. Okay, here we have another element which we can move. Actually, this is not a turtle. This is going to be a lobster. Okay, you can see I can change the different attributes here, and I'm going to create new elements. Okay, one here and one over there. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit, just so you can see the changes. This dolphin will be now a turtle. Okay, there you go. Now, let's go back to the newspaper, right? You see the information, you see the turtle, you see the dolphin. Let's look at this turtle and this dolphin. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now it's a dolphin and a lobster. Why? Because all these tools are working as a system. This map in the newspaper is looking at my GIS system. This application for editing in a web browser is looking at my GIS system. This presentation is looking at my GIS system as well. And my professional tool, ArcGIS Desktop, is looking at my GIS system as well. What links all these things together is a map. It's that simple. It's a map. So how you share geographic information? With maps, right? It's very simple. So that's what ArcGIS 10 is really about. Okay. So let's continue here. 2 notes. You saw that the ArcGIS system allows you to do many things with different tools. Allows you to create cartographic design, the petroleum asset map. Allows you to do asset management, to create modeling and analysis, the oil spill plume, to design and plan kind of the coastline alerts, to do situational awareness, to tell people what's going on in a newspaper for transparency in the newspapers, but also in Facebook or in a desktop computer, in a web browser, allows you to do field data collection. I can edit the information in my GIS system from here or from a cell phone as well. The nice thing is that all the tools we design in ArcGIS are designed so they work together. They are not pieces from here and there in different technologies. They don't quite work well. No, they are designed so they all work correctly together. And that's quite powerful. And the second aspect is this idea of maps. The notion of maps at the core of the ArcGIS system as a way for you to communicate things and for people to create new knowledge.